What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live Pin to Gas podcast on this beautiful Saturday afternoon from Road Atlanta. Yes, I'm here for the Cycle Jam race. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with my friend and legend, Luke Hutchison. Mate, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
Listen, the honor is absolutely all mine. You guys can probably hear the announcers right now at the track, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, Luke, man, it's an honor to have you on. Dude, we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. Mate, Tell us where your journey started on two wheels.
Well, I first got a bike when I was about 7 or 8 year old. I got a little Tracker 50 motocross bike, and I rode that round the field as often as I could. And I soon stepped off of that. I mean, I didn't really think I'd go anywhere at first because I think one of the first times I rode it, I ended up going up a banking, up a tree, and then coming back down with a bike on top of me. And then blaming it on the visor steaming up. But I soon moved off of the Tracker and got a KTM SX50, which I was just riding around the field. Took it to a motocross track a couple of times. Never raced it or anything, but yeah, I just sort of rode it just to have a bit of fun, really. And then at that stage, I was about 8 or 9 year old. I came off from bikes for a while, and then I got a little mini moto, GRC, and I began racing that in Kickoff racing in 2018. I did a couple of rounds of that, and it was the back end of nowhere. Just trying to progress, but nothing was really happening. I was just very slow, to be honest. But yeah, that didn't last too long. Realised I wasn't much cop really, and then in 2019 I bought a 140 pit bike from Nottingham, and thought I wouldn't mind having a go at that. Took it to Teesside Autodrome, which is about 40 minutes up the road from me. Went on a little track night there and seemed to start to click with it straight away compared to the Mini Moto. Obviously, difference being 4-stroke, a lot bigger. It's got gears and that. And I was a lot fatter when I was younger as well, so the weight didn't help on the Mini Moto when I was about 10 years old, and the rest of them were about 6 and 4 stone piss wet through. So it didn't help anyway. But yeah, we soon got rid of that 140 pit bike and bought a monkey bike, which was also a 140 pit bike. It was one of the only ones built. We've still got it. It's in bits in the garage at the minute, but we're looking to build it up. But and I raced that in 2020 in British mini bikes in the junior SM140 class. And I enjoyed that. I never finished a race the whole season. I was either crashing or breaking down, but I still enjoyed it, and I learned a hell of a lot that season. And that's sort of where it took off, really. I was gonna, after the mini motos, I was thinking of just walking away from bikes and leaving it, and maybe have the odd ride now and again. But yeah, something changed, and I decided to get a pit bike and never looked back, to be honest. But yeah, that's where it sort of started, anyway.
I love it, man. I love the, that's one thing that I enjoy, and I told you this before we went live, is it starts with mom and dad and the child, right, daughter or son, and it's such a beautiful story. So when you decided you wanted to step away for a little bit, was that was that a tough decision, and what made you want to come back?
The decision to step away was more confidence and in my ability in that riding the bike. I didn't think I'd really progress anywhere or just do anything in general, because I was always back end of nowhere, and I couldn't get my head around the corner speed or anything. And then I took about a year off, and then I'd seen the pit bike on eBay, and then decided I wanted to try again. You know, I wanted to come back and try something different. And yeah, I'm glad I did, to be honest, because I wouldn't be doing a lot now. Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. So, tell everybody what you're currently riding right now and where you racing at.
Well, this year I'll be racing a Honda CBR 125 in Preston and District Racing Club, and also a Honda CB 500 in No Limits. So I'll have my first outing on that next weekend, which at Croft, which I'm looking forward to.
I love it, man. I love it, dude. The CB 500 is such a great bike and a platform, right? It's
Yeah.
a cheap way to go racing, and you learn a lot from it.
Yeah, I mean, in general, racing isn't cheap, but it's about as cheap as you get.
As you can get. Yeah, you're right, and that's what I mean by that. It's the cheapest way in to the sport. So you guys have all the cool bikes out there. We us Americans, we have cool bikes, but we don't have the CB 125s or any of that, right?
Yeah.
And so I can't speak of any experience riding one, much less racing one. That to me seems like a really good platform where you learn a lot too on the small bike racing the little CB 125 CBR.
Yeah, the 125s are absolutely brilliant. I mean, my mate, he's wanting to get into racing, and he's just recently bought one. He'd come to a couple of meetings and watched me race one. He's always been into bikes, and then thought, I want to have a go at this. So he's bought a bike, and I said we can go over to Teesside on one of the track nights, and I'll try and teach you the ropes. Not that I know too much, but I'll teach him what I know anyway. But the bikes are absolutely spot on for wanting to learn to ride a bike properly, because you have to roll into the corners a lot faster than any other bike. Like a pit bike, you've got a lot more power and it'll pull you out of the corners, whereas these are 13 brake horsepower and as flat as a fart, so you need to roll into the corners quick and keep the momentum.
It's all about roll speed and corner speed on those bikes, 110%.
Yeah, well, it is in all racing, but especially on these, and that's what teaches you to gain the confidence.
Oh, of course. And then, also with the supermoto thing, which is absolutely, I love supermoto racing. It's such an awesome, unique sport in itself. And I see people out there like my buddy Brandon Posh and Gus Rodeo and Ashton Yates, and they got these videos, and they're just, handlebar almost on the ground, completely sideways, just sliding. I'm like,
backing it in. Yeah.
Bro, that's just absolutely amazing. So badass to see. And you too, you do supermoto racing.
Yeah. I raced supermoto from 2023 to I did one round in 2024 when I was looking to sell the bike and come away from supermoto and moved back to road racing. I enjoyed myself on the 350. Main of them were on 450s, a couple on 250s, but I had a 350 because I thought that was about the best of both worlds. Bottom end speed wasn't quite enough, but top end was about the same, especially because I only weigh about 9 stone. So 2023 started off a bit slow, really. Was working my way up through the C class because there's 3 different classes. There's a C class, B class, and then A class, which is like the elite riders. I had a couple of good rides. I had a good ride up at Crail. I think that was round 4. I had my best finish, which was 6th in the B class, battling with Craig Forshaw. And that was about it, really. It just sort of went downhill from there after Oliver's Mount. And yeah, I enjoyed it, but towards the back end of the season, I just started to realise if I want to get any better, I need to be a lot quicker on the off-road. It wasn't the tarmac that was the issue. That's where I made all my time up, on the tarmac. It was just the off-road. I couldn't get my head around it, especially on slick tyres. But yeah, I think I made the right decision walking away anyway.
Dude, what nerve-wracking, right? Going from dirt and then you coming off and you get on this dirt section on slicks. You're like, oh shit, right? Like this is either going to end up 2 ways. I'm not going down or I'm going down. Yeah, it's that is part of that sport that is tricky, but again, it teaches you a lot because it's throttle control and all that when you get on the dirt sections
Yeah,
and you
definitely.
get back on the pavement. It's great training too as well.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, dude. So moving forward, man, CB 500, dude. What a bike!
yeah,
Again, it's a good way to get into racing, one of the cheapest ways, and they're so much fun to ride. They're inexpensive. The cost to maintain it and run it's not, super outrageous. So it's a great
no,
platform for sure.
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, um, the class itself, it's a really competitive class, so I think it'd be a good way to sort of see how far I can get in that, and then hopefully make the jump from the 500 to 600 and see where we go from there. But
100.
yeah, the class itself, it is really competitive, and um, it'll definitely teach me a lot, and then it'll teach me all the bigger circuits, Cardwell, Donington, Alton. So I'll get a chance to learn them properly instead of just playing them on Ride 4 on my PlayStation. So yeah,
I
looking
love it,
forward.
man. Hey, I do the same. I love to play Ride 5, Ride 4 on the
Yeah,
PlayStation. It's
yeah,
trying to learn a new track is, yeah, we're fortunate that we have stuff like that we can sit at home
yeah,
and at least learn the layout, which way I'm going. As far as all the bumps and all that, that's something you figure out basically when you show up to the track because they're not 100% accurate. The layout is, but of course, all the bumps and all that
yeah,
you don't feel. So
yeah.
what kind of training do you do?
Well, I do boxing, which I used to box a little bit when I was younger, and then after COVID, I took a while off, about 2 or 3 years, and I just recently got back to boxing. Um, I haven't been as recently, but yeah, I need to get back. More funds more than anything, paying for entry fees and sorting out for Croft next weekend. So I've not been for about a month because I've been playing catch up with money side of things. But
Yeah,
yeah, that keeps me fit. I mean, it's the best training you can do. I know quite a few lads who race and they do boxing as training because it's probably one of the most intense workouts you can do, using all your body. And yeah, it definitely keeps you fit anyway.
that and the stamina, right? It's all
Yeah,
about you go out here on the track and at the beginning when you learn the craft and you get into it, you go out there, you might be able to do 5 laps at full pace, full
yeah,
strength, and after that you kind of slow down and tail her off. But the
yeah,
boxing, man, it's such an intense workout. It's such
yeah, definitely.
and that's where you get a lot of your stamina too from, to where you can go out there and ride for 50 minutes or 30 minutes at a time,
Yeah.
as hard as fast as you can. So yeah, man, that's awesome. As far as like riding too, what kind of training do you do on the bike or?
Uh, it's not often I get to a track day or anything really, unless I really need to. Unless there's something I need to sort out, then we'll book a track day when we can. But um, mainly do main of the learning and training in practice and qualifying when I get to the meeting. Because I know there's a lot of people, they get to go out and they're out 7 days a week. Some of them all the time, and they're out training. But um, I mean, there's Tayside just up the road, but I'm trying to step away from the smaller circuits now, and focus on the bigger stuff with the 500 and trying to save the money a little bit more. But yeah, there's not a lot of training I do on the bike apart from when I get out racing. But mainly just the cost of everything. I mean, a track day is like 200 quid, and that's well, it's half a week's wages or something, maybe more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it is. The cost of entry and track days have gone up, and we said this earlier because insurance has gone up, right? So the track's got to charge more,
yeah,
and the track day providers got to charge more because they're getting charged more and they got to pay more. So it's all a knockdown effect for sure, and it does make it more difficult to go out there and properly train on a bike week in week out. If
yeah, yeah. It does. Yeah,
it's yeah, it makes it difficult. on, our average people like me and you trying to, make it in the sport. It's just so
Yeah.
expensive. And the one good thing you guys got that we don't have
Yeah.
is everything's super close to where you guys are, right? Here in America, it's like,
Yeah.
dude, if I go from here to Laguna Seca, if I drive, that's a 3-day drive.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
3
bit of
days, bro. Right?
a,
So it's like the cost is just, astronomical. I would love to see a lot of my mates from BSB come over here in America to ride, but I
yeah.
tell them all,
Yeah.
yeah, come on. But dude, the cost of travel to these tracks, it's going to be 3 times, 4 times what you
No.
guys are
Yeah.
paying out there, right? The racing side of it's basically the same, but the travel is just retarded. So it adds a whole new, it's tricky, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Unless you have somebody floating the bill, but that's
Oh yeah.
very far few in between right now. You know what I mean? Where somebody's willing to, yeah, here's $50,000. Here's your travel expense. Let's go.
Yeah. That'd be
Um,
nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
oh, dude, it would be great. It would be great. So let me ask you this, Luke. What are your goals in racing?
Uh, just get as far as I can, really. Just enjoy what I do. As soon as I stop enjoying racing, which I hope I never do, but as soon as I stop enjoying it, it'll be the day I pack in. Because if you're not enjoying it, then there's no point being out there. But I just enjoy what I do. I try my best at what I do because there's far too much money in it to half-heart it. Yeah, as far as goals as such, just try and get as far as I can and do as well as I can. I'm not asked about being famous or anything like that and having loads of money in from, because as we both know, money doesn't bring a lot of money. Racing doesn't bring a lot of money. I just want to get as far as I can and do as well as I can, really.
Mate, listen, I'm going to tell you this, just like I tell all my friends that race. Whatever dream and goals you envision for yourself, mate, I hope you achieve them 10 times over. And I'm going to be a fan and watch you 100% of your whole career. I
Yeah,
think it's amazing, man.
yeah,
Absolutely. We actually have a couple comments coming in. Philip Atkinson, what is up, my man? He says, what's up, Simcoe? You, baby, that's what's up. Why are you at Road Atlanta? You need to be here. Then he also says, what's up, Luke? Good day, mate.
yeah. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always an honor when people tune in. Yeah, man. It's listen. You have a lot of talent. I've watched some videos and stuff. Obviously, you ride. I like your riding style. To me, it seems like it comes naturally for you. I don't see you, struggling a lot per se.
Yeah, I just ride how I feel comfortable, really. Um, I've never. I know some people go to race schools and stuff like that, and they'll teach you positioning on the bike and that. But yeah, it just sort of comes natural. I just jump on the bike and go and do what I do. I just, like I said before, I just go out and try my best, and usually I come home with some fairly credible performance, but sometimes it doesn't always go my way. But that's racing at the end of the day. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I tell my friends that get into club track days and club racing. I was like, look, we and of course I help them plan it out. Hey, we need this.
Yeah.
You need the generator. You need this. You need to do all this, right? But it's so much fun to show up and do club day events.
Yeah.
Um, and like I tell them, you have this vision and this goal every time you show up to a track day, right?
Mm.
Or a club race event. Me and Luke, we're sitting down, we're coming up with these ideas. Yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. The bike's this, we got the gearing dialed in, all this. And then a
Yeah.
monkey wrench gets thrown in the program, right? Some
Yeah.
that we never thought of happens. And bike breaks down, you end up crashing, bend the bars. We don't have extra bars. But that's also the beauty of our sport and part of the game we play.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you've gone off.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, it went off.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, you've gone again.
All right, I'm back. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Hang on 1 second.
Yep.
Something just happened.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna, oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh, I know, because my son was just calling me. I'm
All
like,
right.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get my earbuds back in real quick. All right, can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, all good.
Good, good. Sorry about that. No worries. I'll edit
Yeah.
that part out, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. LOL, gotta love the live feed. Philip says, listen, Philip, I'm live at Road Atlanta. Yeah. What happened was my son just tried to call me. That's what kind
Yeah.
of uh cut the thing, and now my earbuds won't connect, but that's okay. I don't need my earbuds to
Yeah.
connect. I can hear.
Oh, this. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh.
Dude, so um what's your favorite track out there so far, Luke?
I've never ridden any of the big circuits as such yet. I think I've raced at Cadwell twice, but I've only done the mountain section, or some people call it the Bill Ivy circuit. Um, I love Cadwell through Hall Bends, through the woodland part. That's by far my favourite bit. But I've not raced it on a proper bike. I've only ever raced it on a pit bike. But yeah, I think my favourite circuit is at the minute it's probably Three Sisters in Wigan, because I just like the layout of it, and it's really flowing and it's fast. Yeah, but I can't really say I have a favourite. I enjoy. I have circuits I dislike more than others, but overall I just enjoy wherever I ride. Really.
I, as everybody knows, Cadwell Park is absolutely hands down my favorite track of all time.
Yeah.
It is such a unique track. The history of the track. And Luke, when I showed up, right, I showed up on. See, I flew out Monday. I got there early Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Daniel Parker, he's a good mate of mine. He's a rider mindset coach.
Yeah.
He picked me up. Went Thursday, Wednesday. Went to Cadwell Park.
Yeah.
Had to go, right. I'm like, dude, got a cab. He went straight to the track.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I showed up. Of course, I had to go see the mountain, right? And I show up and I walk over there and I'm like, holy shit, look how narrow the track's literally this wide, right? I was like, I thought it was pit out. They're like, nah, mate, that's the track. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. There's not a lot of room forever at Cadwell. Yeah. There's not a lot of runoff.
Dude, that and as you come over the mountain, you go back through the S's, right?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
narrow it is. To me, it's
Yeah.
like TT-esque style, right? Because you come over the mountain jump, and
Yeah.
it all of a sudden it gets even more narrow. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of passing opportunities. The
No.
fan spectator point as they walk through the pub and they come out on the back section
Yeah.
where the switchbacks are. You get real up close and personal, and
Yeah. You
then
do. Yeah.
yeah, dude. And then it goes, you brake real hard. It's nothing but a fence with a bunch of tires, and then
Yeah.
you just throw it in hard right, and then bop, gassing on out down
Yeah.
the front straightaway. It's bro, it's intense. And turn one is so fast going up underneath
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bridge.
Coppice. Yeah. That's a fast corner. Yeah.
And then it goes coppice, and then it goes to the right, which is uphill and blind. So you
Yeah.
really got to know where you are at the track and where you're going to come out on the other side.
Yeah.
It's like here I'm at Road Atlanta, right? So dude, it's an awesome track. I wish you could come out here and ride maybe one day, mate. And if you ever find yourself coming out to America,
Yeah. I'll
you,
be
my friend, are always welcome to stay with me at my house for free.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah.
No
I'll
problem,
I'll have to bear that in mind.
dude.
Hopefully I'll get out there one day. Yeah.
Dude, look, hit me up. Say, Simca, I'm coming to America. I'll be like, mate, flying to DC. It's
Yeah,
4 hours from my house. I will come and pick you up. We'll come
yeah,
to the house. We'll go to VIR. We'll go watch some racing. Yeah, mate, it'll be a lot of fun for sure.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
Yeah, so obviously, I'm a huge fan of obviously BSB, right?
yeah,
You know, growing up, I mean, you see my pot. Well, I'm not in my room now, but you have seen it's just wall to wall full of posters. Joey Dunlop, Michael
oh
Dunlop, Mick
yeah,
Doohan, Freddie Spencer, Cal Fogarty. Which, dude, Foggy's gonna have a team in BSB next year, I hear.
yeah, yeah, he is, and he's coming back to racing in cars, I believe, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how awesome is that?
yeah, yeah. It's a late comeback, but no, fair play to him.
Fair play. That's it, man. I love it, man. I love it. And um, speaking of the future, your season coming up in 2025, it's already started, but how many races do you plan on doing this year?
Uh, Including Croft, I've got 6 rounds left on the 500, and I think there's 4 rounds left, 3 or 4 rounds left on the 125. I'll be doing as many of them on the 125 as I can with Preston and District, but I'm aiming to do all the rounds on the 500 with no limits, providing everything goes well. There's no serious issues, but you can't think about that because if you do, you wouldn't go out there and ride as hard as you do, would you? But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
110%. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, there's also negative sides to the sport too as well, but we love it so much we don't even worry about that. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's if you had that in your mind, guess what? You're not showing up, right? Because it's all
yeah,
these what ifs, what ifs. It's like forget that.
yeah,
Enjoy yourself. At the end of the day, it's riding motorcycles, whatever size bike it is, whatever it is. It's the most freedom you ever feel in your life. It's the
yeah,
best thing
without a
ever.
doubt. Yeah, I
Um,
mean, some people take drugs, like some people drink, but there's no rush like you get from racing, and I think every racer says that, but it's true. There's no better feeling. Obviously, um, I've only raced the smaller bikes, biggest being the 350, but every discipline's different. Like you get a different buzz out of motocross than you do to road racing and supermoto. You get the best of both worlds, and then you go and race at like the Northwest 200, and you get a different feeling. Not that I've raced there, but my uncle used to race at the Northwest, and my uncle Ray, my uncle Tony, he's done the Manx and he's done the TT. And my dad, he raced over in Tallinn, Riga, Tallinn in Estonia. Um, he raced with Joey Dunlop in Riga. Ray was there when Joey was killed in Tallinn.
oh no.
Yeah, he actually lent him a cylinder head for his 125 in the race he went out and he was killed in. Um, I believe he had to take the van back for him as well. Um, but yeah, every discipline you get a different buzz, but they're all sort of intertwined, aren't they? But there's no better feeling than racing a bike, without a doubt.
None. Absolutely none. And you bring up, do they even race at Estonia anymore? I don't even think they race there, do they?
I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. No.
Yeah, I don't think they do neither. And dude, speaking of the TT, Luke, it's my favorite race of the year. It's getting ready to come up. So everybody, if you haven't downloaded the
Yeah.
TT Plus app, what are you waiting on? Right? It's like the app is free. It's like 31 US dollars for the TT event, the
Yeah.
2025. But there you got between the hedges and so much cool stuff on the app alone.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider riding at the TT?
Uh, my mate was asking me this. I think I'd do it under certain conditions, but it all depends what I'm doing at the time. Say I was racing in like British Superbikes or something. If I was doing all right in that, just for instance, I'd probably decline. But it depends what's on the table. If someone said, "Look, we've got a bike there for you to ride," come over. If you can sort yourself out coming over, then we'll put you up and you can race a bike. Then I'd probably go and do it. Because road racing, is really what I want to do. I want to do the Northwest, looking at Southern 100 like Armour, 800 Gee. That sort of interests me more, and that's why I like well, the tracks over here. There isn't a lot of runoff. I think Thruxton's about the widest track you've got, but I prefer that more enclosed track, a lot tighter, less runoff. Obviously, it's not so good if you go down, but yeah, and obviously I've come through racing on kart circuits, which there's no room for error at all. Not that you're going all that quick, but you still hurt yourself. There's not a lot of runoff, so I prefer that really. But it all depends. All depends on the situation at the time. But as to would I do the TT? Yeah, I'd look at definitely doing it if it was, if the opportunity arose.
I think, man, it's the Northwest, Oliver's Mount, man,
Yeah,
all that. It's such a beautiful, uh, we're lucky in this lifetime to be alive to where we have the opportunity to
yeah,
witness the TT and the Northwest 200, the Macau,
yeah,
yeah, it's the most beautiful thing you see. To me, it's like, short circuit racing is proper mega. Let's just be honest.
yeah,
But there's a big difference between short circuits and when you get out there on the public roads and race, right? Those are, to me, I say, Luke, we often say uh, the legends, the aliens of our sport, Valentino Rossi, Mark
yeah,
Marquez, Jorge Lorenzo, Mick Doohan, right? And I'm like, the real aliens of our sport are
yeah,
all the men and women that show up and race the Northwest 200, the TT. And to
yeah,
me, Luke, it's the monkeys in the sidecar that are the most bananas, right? I'm like,
yeah,
they're yeah, they're a special type of mental case. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever ridden in a sidecar before?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. No. I know a guy who lives just up the road from me. He does the TT. Greg Lambert. Um, he races sidecars, but yeah, I don't know if it's more for me. If I was to get in a sidecar, I'd want to be the one controlling it because it's not that I don't trust anyone, but I just don't trust them enough to jump in the passenger.
I got a bunch of buddies that race out here in the sidecars, and I'm gonna meet up with them hopefully in October if I
Yeah,
can make the trip, and they're gonna put me in a sidecar as the monkey.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna go out there and dude, this is how I view it too. I'm with you, right? It's that part of me is I got to be in control, right? If I'm not in control, my anxiety and the nerves and all this shit goes in my head all the time.
yeah.
Um, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. I feel like it's going to be a different type of workout than a
Oh,
solo,
oh,
because I'm constantly death grip holding on to this thing and
yeah,
leaning this way and coming back and pulling myself forward at 100 miles an hour going through corners. I mean, it's nuts, man.
yeah, yeah. It's for some, but I don't think it's for me. But yeah, yeah,
Oh man, and I see in the background right there, you got some trophies up there.
yeah. A couple, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just from main of them. Pit bike. I think there's a couple of supermoto ones about. I think supermoto ones are on my windowsill and about. But yeah, they're all pit bike ones when I was racing that. That one that was free tech endurance. Not that I was doing the endurance racing, I was just doing the sprints. But that was on the CBR 125 last year.
Yeah, Luke. Honestly, dude, I'm a huge fan of small bike racing. Like your Honda Groms, your
Yeah,
little CRF 100s, TTR 125s. They teach you so much.
yeah,
Riding
yeah,
a slow bike fast versus a fast bike slow, right?
yeah,
um, and also getting, proper training too as well. Um, Matter of fact, I'm good friends with Gary from California Superbike School UK. I should try to, yeah, connect
yeah,
you two together so you can get on there
yeah,
and
yeah. That'd
do
be
some
good.
California Superbike School, right?
Yeah,
They invited me to come out. When I come out to Cadwell next time, I'm actually going to hang out with them at the school and go out there and ride Cadwell Park, which, man,
yeah,
what a dream come true. It's
yeah,
you being at Cadwell on that small bike, obviously coming over the hill and the mountain, it's nowhere near like obviously a bigger bike, but what a journey, man. Well,
Yeah,
what a track.
I was under a little bit of pressure because Alan Carter, who was youngest ever. Well, he's not anymore. I think he was beaten with that title, but youngest ever MotoGP winner at one point. He won the French Grand Prix in 1983 on the 250. He came over because I talked to him. He's a friend. He came over with Pete, who used to mechanic for the Faro team that Mal Carter had. He came over, and it was wet in 2022, and it was a wet day. And I put it on pole, and there was CRF 150s, 85s, and stuff like that in it, but they can't use all the power like I can in the wet. And then because them bikes are just unbelievably quick compared to a pit bike. I came in after the first race. I think I finished about 6th or something like that. I just went backwards. I won my class, but I just went backwards. He says, that was shit. I says, well, yeah. I says, but they're on CRF 150s and 85s, and they're a lot quicker than that. I still won my class. And they said, all right, well, that's not too bad then. Yeah. And then the second race, I made a total tit of myself and went down when I was leading. Not leading overall, I was about 4th, leading my class. And as I come out of Hall Bends and into the right hand hairpin, and back end just washed away from me. So I made a bit of a tit of myself there. I still finished the race, but I finished about 3rd in my class and about 12th overall or somewhere. And then last race, I can't remember the last race, to be honest. It's all a bit of a blur. But yeah, so I was under a bit of pressure to have him there. But no, he's a really nice guy, and he's helped me out with racing. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to help sell his book, Alan Carter, The Light in the Darkness, which is it's a really good read. It goes through all of his life experience inside and outside of racing. With his brother Kenny Carter. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to have him there. Yeah, it was a good experience anyway.
Man, I absolutely love it. What is that book on, like Apple Books, or where can people find this book?
If you message Alan Carter on Facebook or Tracy Gwynne, Gwyne, message either of them and mention my name, then you'll be able to purchase yourself a copy of the book, which I definitely recommend. It's a brilliant read.
Yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that. I'm a big audiobook reader myself. It's a way to gain knowledge and learn things too, as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I got a book that I recommend to everybody. Is have you? I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Reading, if I read anything, of course, it's a shop manual, right? Trying to fix my bike, but audiobooks is mostly what I do. And have you had the opportunity to listen to John Hopkins' Leathered?
I haven't. No,
Hey,
I have actually heard about it. I can't remember who it was who recommended it, but no, I have heard of it, but no, I've never had the chance.
if you get the chance, man, you need to either sit down and listen to it, or sit down and read it. It's one of those, I find quite often, let's say if you was going to write your own biography, right? It's
Yeah,
of course you're going to tell the story on how you want to tell it, but you're going to leave out all the bad stuff. Or John Hopkins, he lays it all, like Nikki Hayden, I'm all in. He lays
yeah,
everything, his pain pill addiction, his alcoholic addiction,
yeah,
smoking weed, and then going out racing a Suzuki MotoGP bike high on weed, right? It's like it was such an intense, eye-opening book. It's so good. I highly recommend.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to give that a read. Yeah, or a listen anyway.
What do you do for a living, Luke?
A bit of this and a bit of that, really. I just try and earn where I can. I do a bit of all sorts, really. Pays towards the racing, but yeah, it'd be too much to list, really.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you. I'm always, I got a full-time job, but I sell stuff on eBay and Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace and yada yada yada. So yeah, I feel you. Times are different than it was when me and your dad were little kids, versus where you
Yeah.
guys are now. It's the time's different, just everything's different. Now we
Yeah.
got social media and everybody wants to play video games all day, which don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fun, but I prefer to be
Yeah.
outdoors. That's why I'm on my son so hard a lot of times, like, dude, we got to go outside. You got to get up off the couch, like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
um yeah, it's let me ask you this, Luke. I ask all my friends this. Do you have any superstitions, and do you have any rituals when you, as I always call it, prepare for battle? Like, do you put your right boot on before your left glove or anything like that?
As far as superstition, I don't particularly like change. Really, I don't like buying. Well, mainly because I can't afford it half the time. But I don't like buying new gloves or like a new set of leathers or anything. Because mainly the time when I've bought something new, I end up going down and christening them, as I say. But yeah, I don't like change as such. Whenever I pull up to the grid, I always pull my gloves up like that. I always try and make them nice and tight because there's been a few times where the glove like rolls up on the throttle and it gets stuck. That happened to me at Teesside. I think it was in the C class. You go down the back straight and then into a hairpin. As I come out of there, I got to pull the power on and roll off to hit the brake, but the throttle's stuck on. So it wheelied and the bars went that way and came back the other way and I went down. So I always try and pull my gloves up and make them tight and put a bit of duct tape round if I have to. And I always make sure my airflow things are open on my helmet. I think that's just a conscious thing I do when I pull up to the grid. But aside from that, no, not really. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I got to sort myself out. I just sort of after the warm up lap, I just sort of get straight into it. Really, as soon as the lights go out, there's no fucking about, as I say. Yeah,
I love it, man.
yeah,
I always call it preparing for a battle. Like you're Leonidas getting ready to go out battle the 10,000 Persians right out there on the track. So it's yeah. I
yeah,
never honestly had any really superstitions neither. I find myself if I stick to a certain routine, it helps me out mentally. Where I'm not
yeah,
like, oh, did I do this? Is my wrist cuff tight enough? Is my helmet something simple as my helmet strapped? Right, because
yeah,
there's times you show up and there's so much going on, the little simple things you forget sometimes. So I'm like
yeah.
you in a lot of ways. I like to
Honestly,
have my certain routine, right? If anything's out of my routine, it kind of causes my brain to go haywire for a minute, right? And
yeah,
then I get frustrated and nervous and yeah, I
yeah,
start not to have fun. So I feel you on that, man. You got to have, organize and have my ducks in a row per se.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Philip, dude, you're right. Cadwell is the shit, dude. There's no.
yeah,
I've been to Cadwell and I've been to Brands Hatch, which is
yeah,
the total opposite of Cadwell Park. Brand
yeah,
Hatch is like a mile wide. The track is not that long. It's super fast. Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So, mate, when you coming to America to hang out?
Yeah. Uh, as soon as I've robbed a bank to get the money. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I feel you. So, listen, that brings me to a question, and I asked this. I just started asking this to my friend. So, if you, Luke, were to plan a bank robbery, who's
yeah.
coming with you? Right? Who's coming with you? And what role are they playing in this robbery?
Well, if I was to do something like that, I'd probably do it on my own because the more people that are involved, the more mouths that can talk. Do you know? So yeah, if I was to do, which obviously I wouldn't do, but if there was anything like that happened, I'd do it alone. Um, and yeah, make sure you know your escape routes. Sound like a robber, don't I? Sound like I planned it out. Yeah,
It's just a fun question to ask, right? It's just different. You're like, oh, I never thought about that. But if I did, he
yeah,
would drive. He would definitely, run out with the cash and let's go.
yeah, yeah. I think
Hilarious.
best way to do it is Have your escape route planned, straight out onto a bike, across a field or across the street, wherever, and get to a car and get as far away as you can as possible.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. In your personal opinion, where do you think your most strength is in riding?
Most strength. Probably my youth. Compared to, I'm not saying older people aren't fast, because as it's been proven, experience certainly outweighs youth and exuberance. But yeah, I'd probably say my youth's on my side, because some people don't tire quicker than others. But it also comes in with bike fitness. If you've been racing for years, you just build up a fitness on the bike. But I'd probably say my youth, and on the smaller bikes, on the 125, cornering, because that's where I have to make all my time up. Because there's a Honda CBR 125, which is what I've got, and then the Suzuki GSXR 125, which are quicker to start with before you start tuning them and stuff like that, which is where the money comes in. But yeah, I haven't tuned mine. I haven't even changed the rear suspension. It's still completely stock for road, which doesn't help. But yeah, I can't say too much about the 500 because I don't know. I haven't ridden it yet. But I might have to eat me on shit there. But we'll see. Yeah.
But yeah. We could talk about the experience on the 500 in our next podcast. 110%. I cannot wait to hear all about it. It's yeah, dude, absolutely amazing. Let me ask you this, Luke. If money was no object and your racing career was over, but you could have your own BSB Superbike team, right? Or any team in BSB. What
Yeah.
manufacturer would you have, and who is the two current riders in BSB that you would put on your bikes?
Do they have to be in the super bikes?
Nope.
Yeah. It's an hard one, that, to be honest. I do follow BSB, but I don't have Sky or anything like that, so I can't watch all the races, but I try and keep up with it. If I was to have a team, probably be Ducati, because as everyone knows, they seem to wipe the floor with nearly everyone. Mind you, Yamaha's up there. Probably be Glenn Irwin and Aslam is still up there, but I think if by the time my career was over, I think he'd be about the same age as his dad. So, but Glenn might still be going. Probably Glenn Irwin and Kyle Ride, which is probably a bit just who anyone would pick really. They're sort of the main two faces at the minute. I mean, I know Bradley Ray's come back to British Superbikes now after World Superbike, but he's not having an easy time with Haslam and Irwin. But yeah, I'd probably pick them two. Yeah.
Yeah, it's both the guys you just made. I mean, dude, Glenn's an absolute legend, right? And who could have forget the battle between him and Tommy, right? And the whole, dude, you felt the energy, and it's just like, dude, what a race, And then, Kyle Rod's story in particular is just different than everybody else's because he almost quit and come back, and it was. Yeah, to see him where he is, and then Bradley Ray going to World Superbike and then coming back and then winning the first two races. I was like, bro, like he didn't skip a beat, right? Like it's but stepping away, coming back, of course, the game's leveled up, right?
Yeah.
It's yeah, man, absolutely amazing. So let me ask you this, Luke. Tell us something we don't know about you at all.
I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not as confident as I might seem, really. I don't like to blow smoke out my arse or anything like that. I am totally against it. I just like to. I don't like making promises that might not prevail. So I don't like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go and wipe the floor with these," because you never know, anything can happen. I don't like coming out with stuff like that. I just like to see how it goes, and take a look at how the race went afterwards or whatever, and just as my friend Mike could say, assess the situation, which is a bit of an inside joke, but yeah, I don't like cockiness. I suppose I'm not particularly cocky. Yeah, I think that's about the only thing, but it's probably not something anyone who knows me. I think they probably know that anyway. But,
Doesn't already know, right?
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Luke. What's your worst habit?
My worst habit, probably not getting out of bed in the morning. Yeah, that's probably my worst habit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I feel you on that. With me, dude, it's sometimes I find myself being a bad procrastinator, right? It's like,
Yeah.
it's very few times and opportunities that I get to sit down and just do nothing, right? And when I find myself in that situation, Luke, I'm literally sit down for like 15 minutes and I'm like, okay, I'm bored. I got to get up and go do something. Like I'm that type of, I just got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that. Yeah, it's part of life, part of living. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, just stay happy, put the positive vibes out there all the time. I'm a very humble guy. I'm not, cocky by any means at all. Dude, I just stay positive. I want to spread it around. It's better for everybody to be happy than, be pissed off all the time. So
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't sound anything, does it?
Yeah, it is, man. It's absolutely. So do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't know.
So all ladies, my man Luke is single. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, let's go.
Yeah.
Do you know my good mate Jake Marsh?
Jake Marr, I don't know him personally, but I know of him. I know when he used to race pit bikes, I was racing about the same time as him. I know him, but not personally.
I'm gonna have to link you two up for sure.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. So, how far? Where's the closest racetrack to where you live in the UK? Proper racetrack.
Well, it used to be a British Superbike circuit. I think that stopped about 12 years ago. Croft, which is literally about a 20-minute drive up the road from me. So I'm lucky in that respect. But although it's that close, I've never ridden there until next weekend. But either that, and then closest kart circuit is Teesside Autodrome, which is the largest or the longest kart circuit in Europe. So I'm pretty close to two fairly decent circuits, although Teesside could do with a resurface. There's more potholes in that circuit than there is on the road. So it's a bit of a mess, but yeah.
And there's a lot to be said in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, man. Well, listen, Luke, dude, this has been a lot of fun. Absolute honor to have you on the podcast. Just stay on with me for a few minutes after we end this podcast so we can go ahead and schedule our part 2. Yeah, man, looking forward to it. And again, Luke, I wish you nothing but the most success in your whole career, mate.
Yeah,
110%. Listen, you got my phone number. Anytime you want to call and chat about anything, I'm here for you. 100%.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. No problem. I'm actually going to let you end the podcast, but before I let you end the podcast, I got to give all my shout outs. Of course, big thanks to Next Level Financial for all your financial needs. Listen, people, it's 2025. Do yourself a favor. Go get you a full custom suit. Go to bisontrack.com. Take that off the rack suit, make it into a purse, a backpack, give it to your wife, your girlfriend, your mom, whoever it is. Dude, a custom suit is a game changer. It really is. So big shout out to bisontrack.com, 64 Degree Racing, Venom Undersuits, KYT, Vet2 Track, SFL Mini GP, the clothingkings.co.uk. All you guys can go to that website and get all your Pendergast merch. I got hoodies and beanie hats and all that good stuff there. Actually, that's where my soft shell jacket come from, right here. The Clothing Kings, right? So yeah, if anybody's interested in any merch out there in the UK, yes, go to clothingkings.co.uk and place your order. Yeah, listen, I got so many friends in the game and so many sponsors, dude. KYT, K-Tech Suspension, of course, Bison, RD Racing, and my man Jake Mars, Chef Eats. Yeah, it's this has been a lot of fun. Luke, tell everybody where they.
Oh, you've gone off. Good night. Oh shit. Oh, we're back. I can't hear you. I still can't. Yeah, I still can't hear you, Chris. Working. Yeah, I still can't hear you for some reason. Oh, that's it.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've had to turn my camera off to put my phone on charge because my charging port doesn't work.
Nah, dude, you good, mate. You good. You are good, my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's a good thing it happened near the end, anyway.
Right. Do me a favor and go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you on all the social medias and all that good stuff.
Yeah, if you want to find me on Facebook, my name's Luke Hutchison, Hutchison, or you can join my Facebook group, Team Hutch. It's got a capital T and capital H for Hutch, all one word. Or my Instagram is lhutchy with 2 Y's 56. Yeah, and that's all my social medias. But yeah, thank you very much for listening, and I'd like to thank Lone Wolf Associates as well. They're one of my sponsors. Yeah, without them, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Well, Luke, I will edit out all the little cut offs in between so it'll be a seamless flow.
Yeah,
If anybody missed this podcast, as soon as I end this, you can go back to my YouTube channel or my Facebook and rewatch it. Tomorrow it'll be out everywhere, Luke. I will tag you on all social medias, and and I will send you the direct link to Spotify and all that good stuff.
brilliant.
So yeah, listen, mate, this has been a lot of fun. I'm gonna get off here and go enjoy some racing for my next podcast coming up here shortly. And
Yes.
yeah, man, I appreciate it. Just stay on with me for a minute so we go ahead and schedule our part two. And
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. Thanks, Luke. Anyone
Thanks.
streaming coverage of Cycle Jam this weekend? Mark, I'm actually at Cycle Jam right now. If you guys see on the camera, there's a race that just got started. I'm sitting in turn one. But there is no streaming coverage here that you can actually watch on TV. So yeah, I'm gonna take some videos and post them on social. So other than that, yeah, I'll keep everybody updated of what's going on at the track. So well, yeah, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor to sit down with my mate, Luke Hutchison, today. Mate, thanks again so much. And
No, thank
yeah,
you for having me.
the honor's all mine, mate. And yeah, we'll see everybody soon. Stay tuned.
Yeah. See you later.
All right, hang on. Stay with me for 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.